filming now. Okay. Okay. How should I start these?
Hi, welcome to Becca's YouTube channel.
This is the perfect introduction.
We're going to talk about books.
Yeah. Today we're going to do our top 6 of the year. We couldn't decide on 5.
6-ish.
Yeah, 6-ish.
And Becca is good at things, so she has them ranked. But mine are just, I love them all. So
Yeah, they're just
no
tops.
order.
No, they're just tops.
Okay, I'm going to start because there's one book that it can't qualify yet because I'm only like, I think 12% done. But it's so good. So I couldn't wait to make this video.
Yeah.
But this might be on there. It's Know My Name by Chanel Miller. It's so good. Oh, I think everyone should read this book.
Yeah.
Do you want to read this book?
I do. I really do.
So this one is the honorary, not in the top 6, but probably would be if I finished it.
Yeah.
So, okay. What's your 5th book? 5th best book you read this year?
Okay, so my 5th is actually a tie. I have top 6/5 together, and that is a tie between Dolores Claiborne. I really liked this book. I really liked the ending. Oh my god, it was so good. The narration, the audiobook was also really well done, so that was really fun. But I couldn't find the first quarter, maybe half of it. It took me a little bit to get into. So
Yeah.
That's why it's in the 5th ranked, but I did really enjoy it. And then my tie is also Taken in Danny Brown. I liked this book. This book was really fun.
Is that the 3rd one?
This is the 2nd one.
The 2nd one?
Yeah, and I haven't read the 3rd one. I don't own the 3rd one yet. Maybe we'll buy it today.
Probably. Stay tuned for a book haul.
Yeah, maybe we can do that. Oh my god. Yeah, I liked this. I think I had really high expectations because I loved Get a Life, Chloe Brown. That was like fucking exceptional. But this was really good. It just didn't meet my expectations, so that's why it's 5th.
Okay. And why is Chloe Brown not in here? Did you read it last year?
I read it last year. Yeah, she was my top of last year. But yeah.
So no spoilers, but is this your best romance read of the year?
I think it's one of the only romance reads of the year. So
Amazing.
I think it's up there.
Okay. Well, there you go. I'm gonna also do books, but I don't have them in order. So, okay, so one of the best books I read this year was the first book I read this year, which is Wild by Cheryl Strayed. And oh my god,
It's so good.
cried. I feel like if you love your mom like a lot, then this makes this book even better.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it was so good. And I wanted to hike the Appalachian Trail, so like,
Yes.
she did the CDS, the Continental Divide Trail, CDT. I don't remember which trail she hiked. She crossed one of the,
Yes.
she walked from Mexico to Canada, and it's amazing. It's a movie, I watched the movie.
I haven't seen the movie. Okay.
Because I feel like the thing that makes this book good is her feelings, and you
Yes.
can't really put her feelings in a movie. Another top 6 book that I read this year was The Hobbit. So I had not read Lord of the Rings, so I did that this year, so that was cool. But I like The Hobbit better than any of the Lord of the Rings books. I think I read it pretty fast. And there's just a part, or a thing that starts in The Hobbit, continues all the way to the very last chapter of Lord of the Rings trilogy, which is the walking song, which I have printed and framed because, I don't know, it just stuck with me. And look at this copy. It's so
It's
pretty.
beautiful. Look at the map. Show them the map. It's
Look at the
so
map.
pretty. Oh my god, it's so pretty.
What map?
Map.
So, I don't know.
Stunning. You're making me want to read it. I haven't read The Hobbit or Lord of the Rings. I feel like I should. I have to. It's a rite of passage, but
Yeah. Yeah, I thought Lord of the Rings was good as well, but I don't like battle scenes.
fair. There's a lot of them, right?
And especially in the 3rd book, I think I got stuck like 3 times. It took me like 4 months to read because I just wasn't in the mood to hear about more like Eowyn and Eowyn and whatever. And they're doing stuff and I don't know who's who. And
Yeah.
they're, anyway, so yeah. There's 2 of my top 6. Yeah. What's in
Nice.
4th place for you?
My 4th place I listened to on audiobook and I thought it was really good. And it's Lullabies for Little Criminals. And I had heard of this before through somebody I followed on Instagram a while ago, and then it came up a few other times, and then I saw it on Goodreads from other people, so I was like, okay. And then we found this, we thrifted this together.
It's so pretty.
It's beautiful, right?
It's so cute.
It is. So it's a story about essentially a young girl who goes through the foster care system.
Oh, okay.
And it's really intense and it's really heavy. But it's told from her perspective, and her name is Baby, and you fall in love with this character, and it's so interesting to read that like childish perspective, because it is a child speaking about hard shit. It's really interesting.
Have you read Where the Crawdads Sing?
No, I haven't read that yet. Is that
like that?
Yeah, similar kind of vibes.
Yeah.
Okay.
It talks about like some heavy stuff from a child's perspective at the beginning.
So I like this one a lot. I think I gave this 5 stars. So good. I can't wait to read it again.
Are all of these 5 stars?
I think they're 4 or 5 stars.
Okay.
4 stars for me is quite high. It's just not like perfect.
Yeah.
5 stars is perfect.
I know, it's so funny because you read a book and then you rate it.
Yeah.
And then later though, it's sometimes like 3-star books that stick with you.
I know.
It's so dumb.
I know. Alright, hit me with another book.
So since you did a Stephen King book, I'll do a Stephen King book. So The Outsider by Stephen King. This one I read early in the year because either my mom or my sister had it and they gave it to me. So I didn't even buy it, but oh my god, it was so good. And after I read this one, I read the Mr. Mercedes trilogy, which comes before this one.
Yes.
So I kind of knew the end of the Mr. Mercedes trilogy
Yes.
from this, but I don't find certain Stephen King books very scary, but this one is scary because things that scare me are like when you get in shit and it's not your fault.
Okay,
You know?
yeah. Real fear.
Yeah, like I feel like with other books, like you kind of know what you're getting into, and then bad shit happens.
Yeah.
But with this one, like someone who's just the wife of a person has like a scary interaction where someone shows up in her house, and you're just like, what the heck?
Holy shit.
Because like I live in a house.
Yeah. We live in a house.
So like I was just really like, well, if that happened to her and she
Yeah.
didn't do anything to be a part of this,
Right.
that sucks.
Yeah, that's really scary.
So
That stuck with you, eh?
yeah.
Yeah. That's
And like
interesting.
I read like Pet Sematary, Misery this year, Doctor Sleep, The Shining, Billy Summers. But I feel like The Outsider is, I think, the scariest one. The one that scared me the most this year.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's not the scariest one, but it's the one that scared me the most.
Right, yeah,
You know,
yeah.
Okay, what's top 3?
Okay, top 3. Let's get into it. These are like the best of the best for me.
Okay.
Okay, so this one, I think I started in 2020. Biased by Jennifer L. Eberhardt. Oh my god. This book. It took me a really long time to read it. I had the audiobook on another Audible account, so then I finished it. Thank you very much. This is much better. I borrowed the audiobook to finish it off from the library. It was so good.
Yeah.
It was really research heavy. She's a PhD. So she, like, it's all about research, and her specific research about implicit bias and how it affects everything, from police to how we act in our daily lives and how our decisions are made, like, in the split second. She, essentially, this book is her disseminating her research to a class of inmates. And it's really fucking beautiful because they come up to her afterwards. They come up to her afterwards and say, thank you for the work that you're doing, first of all. And second of all, this means so much to me. You know, like it's their life. It's how they got to where they are, unfortunately. And it compares her doing the same dissemination to a group of police and a police force crew, and they just didn't care as much as like she wanted them to, you know? It fucking stuck with me. And it was really research heavy, which I enjoyed. I thought the facts and everything that she was referring to was really fascinating. She referred to like actual studies and how they kind of compared and contrasted, and I loved it. But I can also understand why some people might not like that. But I loved it. This was a good one. I highly recommend.
Okay, I'm gonna borrow that next year.
Yeah, for sure. What's your next one? Are we
Okay.
in top 3 for you too?
No, it's top 6.
Okay, yeah. Top 6. Top general 6. I like it.
I can't choose. So the next one,
You can't choose and
I cannot choose.
is the choice.
So speaking of PhDs, this is also written by a woman who has her PhD in psychology.
Hell yeah.
Her name is Dr. Edith Eger, and this is her story of how she survived the concentration camp and went on to move to the USA and get her PhD in psychology. And so she kind of goes back and forward a bit in time. It was such a great book.
Yeah.
It wasn't even a good book, it was a great book. and I loved it. And I've read a lot of World War II books, and this was definitely my favorite one this year. Yeah. I think I cried. Probably. Yeah, I want to reread it as well. And she's still around.
So amazing.
And she gives talks and it's insane. Yeah, she's awesome. Okay, what's in second place?
Okay, in second place, I just read this one, so this is still like fresh. I read Split Tooth by Tanya. Tagaq? Not sure. She's an Indigenous author, and she's also a Canadian Inuit throat singer. And so I was listening to the audiobook. Kind of how I read is I listen to the audiobook at the same time as reading the book, so it's sped up quite a bit. So in between each, it's like there's a poem, and then there is like a story or a chapter of this book.
Okay.
And so in between each poem and chapter, there was her throat singing. I believe it was her.
Mm-hmm.
So fucking cool.
Is it narrated by her?
I think so.
Okay.
I think so.
Okay.
But yeah, you can see I have so many things tabbed. So many things fucking hit me like a truck. Oh my god. There was some that were about like Christianity, and they...
Read us one.
Okay. My mother was a child of transition. Government relocation, the shift into capitalism, and the molting of the shaman skin led to the generation of Christian rules, blind faith, and shame. Christians seem to love shame. Shame on your body, your soul, your actions, and inactions. Put a cork in all of your holes and choke on the light of God. Oh my god, it's like my heart is racing. It was so good. This whole fucking book was like that, and it was like, to me, it wasn't really a story about these characters that you followed through to an end. It was more just like, experience this with me, kind of, and I fucking love it. It was incredible. Oh my god, I can't wait to read it again and again and again. It was so good.
That's awesome.
Hit me with your other ones. You got 2 left?
Yes, we have 1 left.
Yes.
And then the last one.
It's together.
It's the same book, but it's okay. Okay, so one of my definitely favorite books of the entire year was Beartown by Frederick Bachman. So I didn't understand the Bachman hype.
Mm-hmm.
The Man Called Ove and Anxious People. People love those books, and I didn't.
Yeah.
Then Beartown.
Caveat.
Oh my god, it's so good. And I found out that they actually assigned this at the school I work at as a like grade 10, I think, English book.
No way.
Yeah, so it's
my god.
insane. I cried so much with this book. Like, it's so well done. Yeah. And I really enjoyed listening to the audiobook. It's narrated by a female narrator.
Oh, I love that.
And I think she did such a good job. And she narrates the second one, which is Us Against You, which I was also about to put in the top.
Yep, it was almost there.
But I thought Beartown was better.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. They're all so good.
That's incredible. And now you want to read Anxious People and
A Man Called Ove again. I want to reread A Man Called Ove. I didn't really like Anxious People that much, but now I'll reread them all. They're all easy. They're all really easy to read. Yeah. And everyone like characterizes Bachman's writing as like books that feel like a hug.
We love that. Yeah. We love books that can hug us.
I don't know who the fuck hugs like that, but I don't want any of their hugs because it did not feel very good.
It was
like it did,
gutting.
but it was devastating.
Yeah, fair.
And then I finished the second one, Us Against You, and it was just equally amazing and awful.
Yeah. It'll get you.
It got me. It did get me.
You know.
But yeah, so I gave a copy of this to my sister. You have a copy. I have a copy, and I'm on the search for a 4th copy to get to my mom because I think everyone should read this book.
I love it. Just collecting all of us.
Yeah, I know. All right, so your top book of the year?
My top #1 book of the year was It by Stephen King.
That was a good one.
This book, I don't even know how to begin talking about this book. First of all, you read it in a week. Just a week, right? Yeah, 7 days. I read it in 2 weeks. That's crazy. That's 1,200 pages consumed in 14 days? Mm-hmm. Shocking. What an incredible story. Oh my god, sorry. It's so good.
It's so much better than the movies.
Yes.
And it's so different.
It's so different.
And I feel like the movie's missing like a really big part of like the origin of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure everyone knows the story of it, even if you haven't seen the movies. You know it's a clown, right? Like, you know it's that creepy ass clown.
Yeah, it is that Pennywise. It is Pennywise.
It is Pennywise, but you get to learn like where Pennywise comes from and like the behind the scenes like good versus bad forces.
Yeah.
Which is so much more interesting, I feel like.
Yeah.
Because obviously it transfers over to Other
So many things.
other series or other books
I know.
to everything that he writes.
I know. And I think that movies are missing it's so hard to do it, but like we lived in Derry.
Yeah.
I was in Derry
Yeah.
when I was reading this book.
Yeah.
And like you can't get that from a 2-hour movie.
No.
Like this, you just transported into Derry, Maine, and you were there. You were in the city. Oh my god.
And so many like fucked up things happen.
Yeah.
And you don't expect them.
Yeah.
And like I knew of the story, I hadn't seen it, but like, and then like the two most fucked up things in the book, I don't think you said aren't in the movies.
Not yet. I don't think so. They're not in chapter 2. So
Yeah, because they happen when they're young.
Yeah.
And so there's like these two things that happen that you're just like, bleh. Like I don't like being a part of this book, which is I think like if you have that kind of like disgust with a book, it means it did a good job of getting you.
exactly. A couple of things is that really gross part at the end. Like I know it was important, but it was also really fucked up. I don't know. And then also the use of the N-word in it was rampant. And I know it wasn't like today's age, but
Stephen King is.
Yeah, Stephen King fucking loves that word. And I don't dig that for obvious reasons, but
yeah. And to anyone who's read The Shining, huge Shining tie-in in this book with my mind. And Dr. Sleep, obviously.
Right. Oh my god.
And that surprised me so much. I was like, is it? Is it him? It was him. So I got really excited about that. I get really excited whenever like I find it, even in we just finished Wizarding Glass.
Okay, that was our top 6-ish.
6-ish.
Yeah.
Books of the year.
Yeah.
There's probably more, but
there's so many more. But
we love books.
We love books. Books are so good at transporting you away from all of your problems, but also giving you a perspective that like you wouldn't have given yourself. I really like them for that. Okay.
Okay.
Cheers, folks. We'll see you in the next one.
Yeah. When we talk about our worst books of the year.
Yes.
And what we want to do next year. Reading wise and just life wise.
Yeah, that sounds good. Okay. Bye. Bye. A young girl just.
This is on